Why, around 1800, did whiskers make a sudden dramatic appearance on the faces of British men? Among the many beard fashions that have come and gone over the past few centuries, one of the least remembered is that of a fashion for side whiskers that popped up in and around London almost exactly as the clock ticked over to 1800. Now actually this one is a bit of an odd one because it occurred at a time when the faces of British men had already been beardless for more than a century, and it happened about 50 years before the great Victorian beard movement. As we can see from the image here of these swanky looking guys on a London street, the style was for large, bushy, mutton chop sideburns, the bigger the better, and driving this fashion were young metropolitan men, the hipsters of the age. It's not quite clear why this style in particular. One idea is that they were quite popular with some military regiments, so young guys were deliberately imitating the style to look like hard men. But they could equally have just been a deliberately outlandish affectation to annoy the older generation. So, this is the kind of thing we're talking about, and at first they were ridiculed, and newspapers were carrying articles mocking guys who were wearing whiskers, calling them Whiskerandos. But after a while, the fashion actually became quite mainstream, and as often happens where there's a fashion, there's a market, and all sorts of new products appeared to style and colour them in the advertising pages of newspapers. One particular quirk of this trend, though, was quite unusual, and that was that it was actually sometimes imitated by women. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a picture of this, but there are certainly lots of reports in fashionable newspapers saying that ladies in fashionable circles were training their love locks down the side of their faces to imitate the look of young society beaux. Many facial hair fashions have come and gone, but whiskers don't really seem to have ever regained this level of appeal. Perhaps they're overdue a return.